Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are definitely concerned about the Istran Slayers, and we're going to have to take action. We're already working on it, but we don't actually need to build on Trabano here because this Uthabulin is not working where we want them to. They're going to need to get migrated, so that'll be fine. We'll bump this up to fast speed here. Perfect. And we're going to finish off our hyper relay network here. That'll be done quite soon, actually. We're making very, very good progress on that, so that is fantastic. On Europe, we have an Uznachi here. Uznace? I'm not sure. We'll go with Uznachi. That'll be fine. And I'm going to put in a research lab here, but I don't expect them to actually work in the research lab. We'll see. We'll see. So that'll be okay for now. We have this queued up all the way up to Seoul. So that is amazing. And we're going to queue up in Elfir here very shortly, as soon as this month tick goes by. So our hyper relay here is going to be done. And we're really close at this point to getting our relay network completed. The Istran just insulted us. Okay. That's fine for the moment. Sirius Prime is, of course, a mining world, but it's actually maxed out on its mining unless we upgraded our mineral purification hubs, which we should probably think about doing. But we're okay on our minerals for now. So I think what we're going to do instead is we're going to upgrade our alloy megaforge. We need more alloys. That is vitally important to us. So we'll get that going. We're going to be done in Iostars, so our next location to queue up would be Zoldior. And that'll be great. And then we'll head into Andrusa, and from here we'll have to head from Jit to Arcturus. There's not that many more to queue up here. That's great. That's really, really good. So we're going to be able to start working on our fleets again very soon. The Ibn Battuta is not actually excavating this because his scientist died. Okay, we'll just put in a random scientist and excavate that site. Cool. And then we'll probably head to one of our other tech worlds, like Trabano, after we're done with that. So we'll head over to Trabano Prime. It shouldn't take us that long to get there, actually, because we're going to go the hyper relay route most of the way. That'll be great. Cool. So we're going to need to go into our ship designer eventually. We do have frigates now. Right. So what are the ship roles for frigates? Torpedo or artillery ships? I think I'd rather have them be torpedo boats. Frigates aren't nearly as high on evasion. What's the Corvette base evasion? 60. So frigates are much more similar to... Actually, they're a little less evasive than destroyers. So realistically, we probably should have this be somewhat even here. Space torpedoes and X-ray laser is probably reasonably okay. We don't do very well against shields, but we'll penetrate the shields. So that'll be fine. This is currently running ion thrusters, gravitic sensors, and then it's running a torpedo ship. So it charges straight at enemies in strafing runs. 0 to 30 range on the space torpedoes, in which case we should probably consider running instead either an energy siphon or a railgun. I'm leaning towards the energy siphon. Suck away those shields, and we penetrate with the space torpedoes, but the idea here is we suck away the shields and then blow them up with other ships. So we save that and overwrite that. So we've now got the Taizhou class frigates. How many naval cap are the frigates, I wonder? That's definitely an interesting question. We've got these destroyers, and then we've got the cruisers here, which I would like to put into probably neutron or proton torpedoes. I'm thinking we would have this be an artillery unit here. So we would have like a railgun here and here, and then laser here and here. And then as far as our defenses go, the defenses are mildly awkward, but we can put Durasteel armor here, deflectors here, like that. So something along these lines, and they'll be chilling at long range, which ultimately we're going to want to change out these weapons, but that should do for now. Our destroyer role is to be, I think... Yeah, they're line right now. So they advance to a medium range and hold formation. So I think that is... Is that Brawler? No, Brawler wants to use the cutting lasers. kind of gunship. Yeah, it's kind of gunship. So I'm not going to save that. I'm just going to reload this. And that's okay for now. Gunship and interceptor stern. Sure. We're currently running reactor boosters, which are not actually necessary. We could put afterburners in here if we wanted to increase our evasion, or we could put auxiliary fire control. But that doesn't actually buff our damage, so I think we'll go for afterburners for defenses. There we go. As far as our corvettes go, our corvettes are, I think, completely fine. And then we're going to need some frigates eventually. I do think that putting afterburners on this is maybe not a bad idea. That said, that does eat up all of our power. So just some reactor boosters to boost up our spare power. That'll be fine. So something along the lines of that. But we're going to need to get frigates actually in our fleets. So let's go into our fleet manager and add in frigates and cruisers. How many of each are we going to want? Ideally, something like 15 frigates and then a bunch of cruisers. But realistically, it's going to be more like 10 and 2 cruisers. Okay, like 12 frigates and 2 cruisers. Okay, so we'll add in frigates and cruisers here. Cool. And 2 cruisers. There we go. This will put us wildly over our naval cap. I am aware of this. So we'll bring this up to 12 and 2. Cool. Something kind of like that. That's going to take a lot of alloys to build up, but that's expected. And I would like to get this Star Fortress upgrading as well. What's the current price on alloys? A little bit low. Not mega low, but a little low. So we'll buy in a few. And we'll immediately start getting our starbase upgraded. Cool. So that's all good. And we're going to head up and build our hyper relay here. Then our next one will be in Zuldior. That'll be a little bit yet. So on Tribano Prime, we're just waiting for this migration. On this generator world, we have a genuine need of additional jobs. So I'm going to put in an alloy foundry here. There we go. That'll do for now. And that'll be great. On Europe, we're going to get this research lab done. There we go. Just in time. And these hyper relays will be completed reasonably soon. Reasonably.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Tile blocker clearance finishing up there. That's all well and good. What else do we want? Ship build speed and upkeep reduction. That's actually pretty good for us here. So we'll go ahead and grab that. Research speed will be done soon enough, as well as cruiser build cost and build speed. So all of that will be fine. We'll be very happy about that. Alpha Centauri is going to be able to get active volcanoes cleared. I like it. And the rest of this is all looking reasonably fine for the moment. Okay, they declared the Istran Slayers their rival. Sounds good. I want to check in on these guys again. They're so heavy on their autocannons. They're throwing in a few plasma throwers, which is good for them. Makes it harder to counter. Noted. For the time being, we're going to leave our ships designed the way that they are, fairly balanced, but we can change that out if we feel like we need to later. So that's definitely noted. This Forge world, it doesn't actually need a job. It needs a migration to happen. That's okay. No major issues there. So, next up, we're going to queue up in Zuldior. There we go. And then Andrusa after that, here in a couple more month ticks. So that'll be fine. The Alliance of Rula and 4 have opened their borders to us. That's nice of them. Okay, the Karelian Foundation is now more xenophobic. Everybody's becoming xenophobic. We do need rare crystals at this time. So we should buy in, we need 1, 2, 3. 300 rare crystals. We can buy 200 right now, and hopefully by the time we need it, we'll have the other 100. That'll be the goal. So we're going to queue up in Andrusa, and then over here we're going to queue up in Galurum once we can. So that'll be absolutely fine. Are these guys at war with the Scanurians? Not exactly, but we do need to deal with them. No doubt about it. Kolbath is a factory world, but that factory world needs a job. Actually, there's nowhere for this Uthabulan to migrate to. That's the core issue. So on this mining world, I'm going to put in 4 agriculture districts, since we're full on mining right now. That'll be a location that they can migrate to, with some low-level jobs. So that'll be okay, and in Galurum, we're going to need our hyper relay as soon as we can. We're a little ways off on that yet. We need 2 more month ticks. Actually, only the 1. And then we're going to head over to Arcturus. And that'll be our final hyper relay. So that'll be great. How are we doing on our rare crystals? We're doing okay. Good. Research speed up 5%. That's great. Defense grid supercomputers? We could. We could go for more energy credits, though. I think we're going to go for that for now. I'd like more economic boosts. No doubt about that. I would also love to grab battleships here. We're going to need a lot more naval cap. That's very clear. But we'll grab battleships. Not sure where these guys think they're going. Also, we should close our borders to these guys. Close borders. There we go. Get out of here. Excellent. They may declare on us at some point, but for now, it'll do. So, our final hyper relay will go over here. We need 109 alloys to make that happen. So 2 more month ticks on that. And then all of our alloys from there on out will be earmarked for defense. At least for the time being, for the foreseeable future. So that'll be fine right now. That hyper relay gets queued up. Whereas the first circle seemingly consisted of the ramshackle dwellings of the outcast and destitute, the second circle has more in common with the Armenian notion of proper urban planning. We find several open squares our scientists assume used to be marketplaces, though anything from back then has long since decayed to the point where it is impossible to make out what it might have been. It does not take long before we start finding unusual remains in this part of the dome too. They seem to have perished in much the same way as their poorer neighbors, and we find the dead strewn all over. Yet another brutal sight. Okay. Speaking of brutal sights, can we operate our surveyor? Not for another 20 days. Okay. Any moment now. There we go. We'll go ahead and get that. 9 engineering. Nice. I like it. So once we are done over here, we're going to put this guy onto automatic construction. And once this is done constructing, we're probably just going to get rid of it, I think. Well, we can have it come over here and build this research station. That'll be fine. So that'll be okay. We do need to get these guys migrating. Are they not able to go to this agriculture district? Apparently not. That's interesting. For now, I'm going to upgrade to an alloy nanoplant here. But I'm not super happy about it. On Tribano Prime, of course, these guys are not able to migrate either. So the Istran Slayers can now use the Existential Expulsion CB against us. And we'll see if they decide to. Our Citadel strength is 13.7k. And we definitely need to get all of these guys upgrading. So we'll get all of that underway. I would also like to recruit in a few leaders, but that costs unity. So I would definitely like to work on our prosperity here. Upkeep from jobs minus 25%, or minus 5% rather. Yeah, I really want to get this done.
Scientific
Resources from jobs plus 5% is huge. So we're going to do that. Ship build speed and ship upkeep reductions. That's all good. What else do we have here? Ship fire rate plus 5%. We'll definitely go for that. That'll be solid for us. And we're still equivalent with these guys in tech. They just have a lot more ships than we do. So they're just pure quantity over quality. That's noted. So we're full on Supremacy right now. And we're getting all of this upgraded. We're selling off these minerals because we're full on them right now. Cool. And all of these upgrades will be finished eventually. I definitely want to get these shipyards built here. And the Fleet Academy should get built here too. As soon as the month tick happens, I'm mashing the button in hopes of getting it before the ships take it. There we go. Cool. So that's good to go. We definitely need to continue to scale up. We've not gotten the researches that we're really looking for, sadly. And man, these Uthabulans are really, really working on reproduction. No doubt about that. We're growing Groknaplorans here. The Uthabulans must be coming in. So yeah, they're servile. So they do work as clerks. Let's just put in a couple of city districts here for now. And as far as Kolbath goes, we could put in here a commercial zone for 3 clerk jobs.
Have been made superior.
That would deal with the problem for now, so that'll do. Starbase influence cost reduction, pop growth speed. Yeah, for the moment, I do think that we go for the upkeep from jobs reduction. There we go. That should help us in some of our economic categories. Indeed it did. Good. So on Gilprum Secundus here, I'm going to put in another city district for the time being. There we go. And hopefully that will finish up all of those jobs that we need. So we now know that these guys can work the clerk jobs, right? So that's fine.
Achieved.
Energy credits. Yep, that's good. Gateway travel. Okay. Activating gateways would be very good for us. Alternatively, we can start grabbing some of these weapons, which might not be a bad thing. So the first and second fleets are now done. Actually, the third fleet is as well. That's good. We're banking up alloys because we need to work on getting this done. But this is going to be 180 out of 124. And we're currently working on getting battleships as well. So that's a bit concerning, to be sure. So we're going to be finishing up over here with our constructions of our hyper relay network very soon. That's all fully queued up, of course, and we need to get that done as soon as we can. Okay, so our resource storage on influence is currently full. What can we spend our influence on? Unfortunately, we can't spend it on edicts anymore. There's not actually a lot that we could do, unless we were to go into our decisions here, potentially. No, those are now in Unity. That's right. What else can we spend this on? There's not actually a lot that we can spend it on. We don't need to make claims on these guys. We can just take what we need. So that's fine. On Grumium, we've got a Bizarro Ottoman unemployment. That's actually slightly shocking. We'll go ahead and put in an alloy foundry here. Beautiful. On Alpha Centauri, we definitely need a city district. We'll get that going. Anything else? No, that looks to be well under control. So Galorum, we would like to get additional upgrades on, but for the moment, it'll have to do. And after we're done in Seoul, we're going to head to Advatir and build that research station there. Cool. So, we do still need technologies. There's no doubt about that, but we are definitely preparing to fight the Istran Slayers. That is 100% our goal here. I wish that we could spend this influence on something, but alas, we cannot right now. Now, we could theoretically take these ships and go fight the automated dreadnoughts soon. I don't think we're quite in the position to do that yet, but we're getting close. We're getting very, very close there. We do need to bulk up our fleets. That's for sure. That is an absolute truth. We're at 3 of 5 prosperity here, so it's going to be 79 months before we grab either the Pursuit of Profit, or actually it would be standard construction templates, for sure. And then Public Works Division. That would definitely be the plan there. And then that would get us enough naval cap, which would be good.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Plasma thrower. Cool. We could grab proton launchers, plasma accelerators, experimental subspace navigation. I think we'll grab advanced combat roles for right now. That'll be fine. Battleships will be done in about a year, and ship fire rate in about 13 months. Okay. So, we could start exceeding our fleet cap. I think that's reasonable to do at this time. So we're going to hit the reinforced fleet button here. That'll be fine. And our hyper relay in Seoul is going to be done very, very soon. This is looking good. We only have 3 hyper relays left to construct before our hyper relay network is completed. So that's great. We are full on minerals. We will go ahead and sell a bunch of those off. And I'm going to buy in additional alloys here. There we go. And what are we going to use those alloys on? Well, we're definitely going to look to upgrade some of these stations soon, but I think getting our fleets built up is more important. So that fleet is now at full strength. Beautiful. Gilprim Prime does require a planetary administration. We'll get that underway. And our second fleet, we will start rebuilding. Cool. Yes, we are exceeding our naval cap. Yes, that is to be expected. Yes, that does cost us alloys. But it's fine. For the time being, it's okay. We will get that problem sorted. So, our technology is cruising along at this point. We're definitely keeping up with the Istrin technologically. And we're going to continue to soar ahead of them eventually, I believe. So that's all good. 66 months here. Now, we could think about dropping our improved energy initiative. I don't think that's a good idea at this time. What else could we theoretically do? Well, research subsidies is an option. But that will delay our ascension perks. And I don't think that's great. These guys just gave us 1565 alloys. Cool. The Coalition of Potterers. We will definitely take their alloys. No doubt about that. Battleships are now done. And we could grab increased habitability here. That seems okay. So with battleships being done, we'll hop into here and grab our battleship here. So we'll set our ship role to be, I think this is going to be an artillery ship. Now this is set up with X-ray lasers. I'm going to swap some of them to railguns because I want to have this be fairly even. There we go. And we'll overwrite that. Otherwise, this is looking reasonable. If a lot less tanky than I'm used to on battleships. Okay, so then we're going to come in to our fleet manager, and we're going to add in a single battleship to each fleet. Like that. And then as far as the last 2 goes, I'm just going to toss those into frigates. There we go. So that puts us up to 210. Obviously, that's too high. That's way too high. So that's noted.
Breakthrough achieved.
There's that ship fire rate finishing up. Edict's Fund would not be awful here. We'll go ahead and grab that. That's nice and quick. I like it. So 8 months, 12 months, 15 months. That's all looking good. How are things looking over here? They're equivalent to us. These guys are considered superior to us right now, but that is stale information. I'm not too concerned about them right now. The Istrin are the ones I'm definitely concerned about. So that's fine. I do want to get the first fleet up to max. So we'll get that queued up. That is now at full strength. The second fleet will get there eventually. And we'll get that mostly queued up here. Cool. Research speed industry. I like it. When the gate into the third layer finally opens, our scientists, curious about what they'll find next, flood into what is soon identified as a yet wealthier region of the old dome. At this point, we can make confident assumptions about what to expect from this city. Shortly after we enter the layer, one of our people suddenly turns around and savagely attacks a colleague. The victim is already dead on the ground by the time the unexpected assailant is restrained. In the aftermath, we are completely unable to get anything sensible out of the crazed scientist, and get no better understanding of what happened to them. This layer is significantly smaller than either of the previous 2, and it is most likely the final one before we reach the center of the dome. Only one gate remains. Well, that sounds safe. Perfect. So I would definitely like to get our defensive starbases upgraded to citadels. That is expensive. There's no doubt about that, and that might actually be a better expenditure right now than continuing to exceed our fleet cap. Let's go ahead and cancel that, and we'll get this upgrading as soon as we can, which will be... Oh, we don't have the Citadel tech. Never mind. I'm still not really super okay with exceeding our naval cap too much more than we have. So I think it's okay. Advanced combat roles is going to finish up soon, and hopefully we'll be able to get more naval caps soon. Very soon. We know we're going to get some once we finish up the prosperity tree. That's a guarantee. The question is, how long will that take? This Forge World here has one of these guys. They're servile, and so that's slightly problematic. We might want to work on getting that removed from them, to be honest. Guardian Point Defense is maybe not a bad thing to grab here. So we'll grab that, but it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will definitely have our Hyper Relay complete, and we will also be really, really working on the Istran Slayers. I want to attack them and annex their territory quite soon. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Kadra, Unisoul, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.